Want to welcome everybody to round 7 of the Atomic World Challenge. We are still on season 1, and this afternoon we're going to be racing on the Sonoma Raceway GTA edition. This is created by Big B7. It's going to be a great race today. We have some really nice weather to cover everything. We have a totally brand new player tonight that's on the pole. This is Bullpacker KMK. I'm guessing, I don't know what the KMK means, but it seems important. So we have 3 new guys racing tonight. The other one is Insane, who's going to be racing tonight in his Elegy RH8. And then our next one is Sparky 361. Another the Elegy RH8. Seems to have a lot of those tonight that's coming in. Again, there's been a interesting change that happened this afternoon. Agent Ranger was able to make the pole, but then he was unable to make the race. So that's a point standing thing that's going in right now with the point standing. Juxury, who did not qualify for the race this afternoon, did not able to show. Agent Ranger, who made the pole, was not able to show, and that left Patient 0. If you guys are familiar with Patient, one of those consistent racers that we've had coming on and showing his definite true colors with the way he's been taking on the tracks lately. Then we have Chewy, who's fallen into 4th place. He's coming tonight with the 770. He brought the heat. He said, I want to take this on. I don't want to win this. So he's coming in to take up the slack. And then, of course, our old favorite is Daddy Trump, bringing out the Shafter V12. Again, Daddy Trump has been consistently showing up for the races. Hasn't been able to change much of that into any kind of results-oriented race. He's run the 770 a couple of times, and he's trying to make something out of this race, or at least make it something, you know, that's going to be big for him. And tonight's the night, obviously, like I said, our points leader Juxury's not here. Agent Ranger's not here. This leaves Patient 0 to really bring the heat tonight, and we expect him to do that. So we're going to keep an eye on him for tonight. And again, like I said, Chewy and the other one. So again, the racetrack today is Sonoma Raceway GTA Edition. If you're familiar with any of these races, you would notice right off the bat that this is not a stunt race. This is a regular street race. And if you've seen how the track goes so far, there's a lot of dips and a lot of dives. Things can get crazy fast. So here we go at the beginning of the race, and things are getting running as they cross the start-finish line. And there you go. You get a good view of the exact standings. So let's see how the standings are. Here's Bullpacker, Daddy Trump, Bryce Hall, Chewy, and we're already starting to jockey for position here. We're going to keep an eye on Bryce real quick. Bryce, as you know, has had some troubles. He picked the wrong car in one of the other races. Ended up having a race in a Comet. Still did well. Came in 4th for that race after making the pole with this very car, the Comet. Before the race started, he even told us he sold the Comet to make sure that would not be a repeat of what he had before. And there's Bryce taking 1st position. Daddy Trump and Chewy, these guys were having problems changing around their things and getting things done. So here they are showing off to, oh, and there we go. Big crash early on. That's Bryce up against the wall over there. Trying to move it back quick, though, as he tries to retake his position. And like I said, with this track being a regular street course, this is a lot different from what you're probably accustomed to. Well, any of these races are. There's elevation changes. There's actually some jump places where people can get a lot of airborne places in them, and it can get crazy fast. So it's one thing that these guys are really going to have to keep their eyes on, pay attention to, and get their game going. I mean, we already see your Daddy Trump here is getting some problems coming up through the chicane. Keep an eye on here. So there's Patient 0 moving up into the 2nd position. He's got something to prove here. And we're going to follow him for a second, too, to see where that's going. And there's Bullpacker. Bullpacker had a solid line when he's going in. Patient Zero with that 109 early on. He's really hungry for this race. And Packer has turned around and thrown the elegy around. Patient Zero's taking the lead. I think that's exactly what he wanted to have happen early in the race. And that's the other thing is, as we said before, the consistency of his runs definitely show how he's going to be running and how he plans to take this. Okay, we're back to the third position with Daddy Trump. See how he's going to take these turns up here. Is that him in second? He has made second. Bullpacker has again had some trouble when he was doing qualifying. He was having the same kind of issues. He had very solid runs, but was having some difficulty going through, and he missed a check through right there. Oh, not what he needed to see. And now we have Insane has moved up to the other position here and taken over the third. Changes here are very fast because of like that. There's so many problems that happen in these tracks. You can't keep up with it, and they get very fast. See, there's the flying part that you see there. They get airborne, and that once you come off that turn, it's very tight. Now he's moving up on Daddy Trump here. The LG RH8 has always been a very fast car. Daddy Trump's having some lag. Spun out. Like I said before, the elevation change always has some bumps that are coming into these areas, and it gets people airborne. And it's very tough for them to get the elevation changes that they need with the speed. So they want to slow down as they come into these turns, and not knowing where the bumps and crevices are of a real street, it becomes very difficult. He's having a lot of trouble here. And here comes Bullpacker coming in on the inside. He's going to definitely take advantage of this as he gets a clean pass. Yeah, looks like he does. Oh, Insane, and to the back end, spun out again. Now see, that's where we'll end up saying that the blame is going on the guy that gets rear-ended, and he's the one that loses all the positions. This is why we keep saying to people, even in regular racing, racing clean is such an integral part of being a good racer, not just from the aspect of being a winning racer. If you're going to be a winning racer, you're going to be a clean racer. It's just, you know, part and parcel. Daddy Trump has taken the lead. It looks like Patient has had some trouble up here, and Bullpacker is actually catching up with him. It looks like he might actually overtake him. That Spectre Custom has been very fast on this track, and a lot of the guys who made their par times tonight did it with that car. The LG doesn't have a lot of the takeoff speed, or excuse me, it doesn't have a lot of the top end speed. It does have a lot of takeoff that gets it to be competitive on this track because there's a lot of stops and starts. Another big crash by Daddy Trump. They're in the wall coming around the corner here. Patience here looked like he took the lead, but Daddy Trump is up front that I can see. And will Bullpacker be able to take this from him? Again, this is one of those things where Daddy Trump right now, currently for points, is in the 5th position. Again, the top 2 guys are out tonight. They have a lot of opportunity to make up distance on these leads and try to get something big out of it. There's Patient Zero moving up behind Bullpacker, making a move on the inside, not being able to make it, not being able to capitalize on that. That's the other thing. The poles debris in regular streets has been a big problem, because you'll hit something, you'll leave something like a pole in the way, somebody else hits the pole, they crash. So it's not about just being a clean racer, it's about being able to pay attention to the landscape around you, being able to convert that into awareness of your track conditions. Looks like Bullpacker has, yes, he has passed Trump, and big crash right into the wall. That car is hurting. he's definitely got to have some problems. Daddy Trump is retaking the lead. Let's see what we got here. So there's Patient Zero has brought out a 105 lap. We got a 106, 107s, 109 seems to be the going rate when they did their test laps. A lot of them did 108s. Patient Zero is definitely hungry here to get his. And there's a spin out by Bullpacker. There goes Patient Zero. Bullpacker is in there. He's not going to want to give this up easy. This is his first race. He came on strong from the very moment. It was funny during his actual qualifying round. My favorite line from Bullpacker was that I'm a very fast person. I hope you don't take it personal if you lose to me. And it was great to hear it. And now that he's racing, you can see that he's definitely representing with what he's saying as being one of the faster guys on the track. Daddy Trump dominating up front with that Shafter V12. I wouldn't think that with, I mean, that's a luxury car right there, and he's making it work around the corners. Bullpacker, no, oh, big crash. Big crash. Bryce is already, we're going to go back. You guys know Bryce a little bit. Those guys are going to fight it out. I want to go back to Bryce. Bryce has been having some trouble today. He's been able to convert in a lot of these races, and he really is somebody that we should be looking at because he's a fast racer. But he's missed a checkpoint today. Come back into the 7th position. He's definitely going to have to turn that around. He was coming back up on Chewy. I think this is going to be a quick overtake. He's got a lot of speed coming out of the corner. And it's funny because that 770 is such a fast car. You don't expect it to be able to give it up. But look at that big spin from Bryce. Not able to convert, taking out Sparky in the process. Big apologies going around from those guys. It's just, like I said, it's a street course. A lot of places where they can pass, but not making it out too well. So there's Patient Zero, Bullpacker, and Daddy Trump putting everything exactly where they had before. Let's look at our new guy real quick, Insane Avatars. I know it makes it when you guys are making usernames for your characters, it's very difficult sometimes to have a straight face with some of these conversations and seeing this stuff. Okay, Zeus is coming around. Insane here. The LG RH8 is a very strong car here. Wow, look at Zeus's Turismo race car. That is just proving why it's a race car. As you can see right there, there's a little jump, there's a dip that as you come around, it's difficult. It's hard to like kind of see where those little divots are going to come from. Hey, Zeus is already, I hear him on the mic. He's complaining about his oh, big crash. Zeus is going to take that from him position-wise. I think that car is absolutely faster and should be able to hold that line. So this is where our standing is right now. Where's Bryce? Still coming in at 7. Let's go back to Bryce real quick. This is one of those races that things just move past so fast. Bryce is out here all by his lonesome to benefit, so he may have missed a checkpoint. He may have missed some problems. He was still having problems. We're going to go back up to the, so let's go back to Zeus. Zeus is making time here. Look at that 105 from Zeus. That is pulling it out with that Jester race car. We got a 105 from Patient Zero, 105 from Insane. It's hard to even tell who you want to look at, right? I'm going to go up to Bullpacker real quick to see how the front looks just going. Airborne. So they're coming up on the back of the pack here. There's Patient Zero. Has Daddy Trump left people behind? Is that what's going on? With a 107. Like I said, that consistent speed we're going to go up and check him out. It's one of those things, if you look at a car like this, as you can see, this is the luxury vehicle made by Ubermacht. It is the Schafter V12. As the sports go, top end wise speed, it is way up on the food chain. When seeing it come to a course like this, it makes it really questionable about how it's able to do the things that it's doing. I mean, how can this guy be faster as he comes up here to lap Sparky? How can he be faster with this car? As you've seen with the accidents, these guys have very fast laps, but the lap goal that you're looking for is going to be the slow and steady wins the race kind of thing. You want to be consistent. You want to get, you know, every lap has to be clean and concise and make as few errors as they possibly can. We saw that today with Tomboy. Tomboy actually, in the pro class, as he says, the crash here, I should talk, right? We saw this earlier in the pro class. Tomboy brought out a Voltic, which is the small electric car. Car is not fast whatsoever. And as he's driving around, he's getting really good times and finishing well into the pro class. If you know Tomboy very well from the GT class, he's a regular and he does a very good job with it. It's amazing that, you know, you can take a coil Voltic and go around the rounds like that and finish, you know, in the top 2 to 3 positions. And it had everything to do with, even though it was a slow car, he could get around the track step to step, make it a competitive car, and where other people are crashing, he's continuing to have happen. That's the other big thing that happened in Pro today. Pro is not at all, like, a lot of people asked me if I was going to cover the Pro Series. We won't be covering the Pro Series, and the reason is because it's just not competitive at all. If you've seen now, we've had probably 4 or 5 leader changes. In the Pro class, the leader position was held by one guy. He was 20 seconds ahead of everybody until he disconnected. And really, that's if your win is by attrition, it's not very much fun to be, you know what I mean? It's tougher to be involved with. And those guys, I mean, there's a reason originally the prototype class was just called Pro or Open Class Racing, was because of that. And those, don't get me wrong, great class, great racers. Just some people can't take the try hard hat off, and when they race all out and good for them, because they make crazy speeds and they make great for us to watch when we're racing in it. If you really want to see the pro class, this is the thing I'm going to suggest. Come in and qualify. There's no group of people that we don't look at and say, you can't race, you can't qualify. The more people we see, the more stuff we see, the more cars we have on the track. When we have space here for 30 cars, we could probably do 20 without having any disconnects, and I would be happy if we filled this up and was able to open up the coupe class in the TC and the touring. So we're here for you if you're ready to play. We're on Xbox. If you have racetracks, we've been trying out racetracks for Season 2 already, and we're probably going to be well into Season 3, having all the tracks already lined up for what's going to be coming down the road. So it's really exciting to see the places where the Atomic World Challenge is going. We're getting in touch with other agencies like Rockstar and things like that, and we hope that those guys are going to be in this, pushing the event and having as much fun with it as you are. Like I said, we hope you all watch this show, have a great time, and enjoy it. And if you're part of it, even better. Either way, it's just fun to watch and fun to have everybody around. So we can see already that something must have happened with Trump, because FX Zeus has taken the position. Patient Zero is definitely knocking on the door for Daddy Trump. He's getting some times. I think the damage of that car is starting to catch up with Trump as he comes in on the inside. We're going to see about this overtake real quick. A little bit of lag on his end. This is a battle here. This is definitely a battle, and he's definitely coming up for second, going from second to first if he can take Trump. This area right here is very tight. It's going to be really hard for him to pass if he tries it, but if he legs out here and gets a good amount of speed, he should be able to make it around him. And big crash. It looked like he came around that really clean. So as he takes that second position, we're going to take a look at the leaderboards real quick. FX Zeus, 104 lap time. We got 105s, 107s. He's up there. Zeus is up there to take that position away. Bullpacker, who was our pole position, is now dropped back to the 4th position. And it looks like Bryce has dropped back to 8. Not the day that he wants to see today. Right now we're following Patient Zero, one of our more consistent racers, as he tries to push himself up on the first place position of FX Zeus, who is racing undoubtedly probably one of his best races so far. I want to see somebody back in the back here. Let's go back to Insane, see what he's doing. That elegy looks clean. He must have reset it. Let's go back to our fun guy, Bryce Hall here. Bryce just going to give us a great show regardless of what happens today. We always like having him on the track. It looks like Zeus is coming around to it. That's going to be a little bit of lap traffic. And here he comes up on Bryce. I don't think Bryce is going to give this up. I don't know if he should, but there he goes, right on past him. Zeus has got him. Oh, and a big crash out on the Zeus. Let's go back to Zeus real quick. Is that going to be a problem for him? Is he going to give up a position? Nope, looks like he's got good distance on his position here. Still got that off that 104. If he can make consistent time on that, it's his race to lose. Let's go back to see how Daddy Trump is coming. It looks like even though he had some problems, it looks like he's trying to move his way back up. It's going to be tough to go up against that Jester race car. It looked like he got some space in there, and once he got the space, so there's some distance here between the 2nd and 3rd position. Let's see where 4th is. He's right behind, making time. Very smooth car. I love the elegy. If you can get a good look at this car, I know it's running around really fast, but one of those things, we don't really talk about much about how cars look in races. There's a lot of influence in some movies that come out of this car right here. That being said, it still looks amazing, and to this day, it's still exciting to be able to have these solid cars that, I mean, we're not just here for a race. We're here for, it's a car show. I mean, you can't look at, you know, this FX Zeus's car and not tell me that car is not a beautiful car. So there's going to move back over to Zeus real quick, take a look at where he's at. I really hope that Bullpacker is going to be making some returns to racing. It's always going to be great to see good new racers that are solid and got good. The thing is somebody asked me one time what it took to be a racer. One of the big things that you want to look at is being a strong and solid racer yourself. You have to be able to look at moments and not let them get to you, for one. And two, you have to have a very studious, forward-looking aspect to racing. As I watched the movie Cars 3, I had that thing where, you know, Lightning McQueen looked over and said he couldn't, he just knew he could be a racer. He never thought about how it was to lose. And one of the things that you have to have in this is that same kind of mindset that when you get on the track, you're going to put everything into the track and you're going to try to race it. And it's not so much about speed, but about consistency. Be able to control your car. You're not going to be able to control. People get on the track and they go as fast as they possibly can. That's why you have that. You know, you always have that first turn crash that's so big that everybody gets involved in and always complains about. The reason that is because somebody's trying to be faster than their ability. So as you start to race and you start getting comfortable with your vehicle, you want to ease into it. You want to go a little bit faster and a little bit faster and a little bit faster. And remember that your laps are cleaner and cleaner. once you get to the point where everything in your race is a clean, precise, precision racing event, then you're able to move into things like, well, what am I going to do here? How am I going to make this turn faster or better or capitalized, and start getting used to your lines and how the car leans out of turns and wants to be powerful or not. And those things will all come out in the wash, if you will. And the other thing, just be consistent. Go out there, do it every day. Some of these guys have 2,000-3,000 races under their belts. Not all of them do, obviously, but the ones that you see that are consistent, yeah, they have good numbers. And there's a reason why they have good numbers, is because they've raced definitely more than once. So they're coming up on Chewy. We got some laugh traffic. There's Sparky. I do like how this race kind of doubles back. We can see the distance there between him and Zeus. Some definite solid room has come between them. Now we drop down to a 103 by Zeus in that Jester race car. Now that he's gotten out in some open air, he's making some distance. Look at that 105. Let's go back to Insane real quick and see how he's doing. He's had a very solid run and some good lap times. Just hasn't been able to capitalize on it today. And again, this is one of our newer racers that came in. Him and Sparky, as well as Bullpacker, came into this first race here. You can see him passing. Still having troubles with the race, and still, this is, like I said, this is an elegy. And look at this car is definitely not up in first. A lot of people are going to say, well, he doesn't know how to race the car, and I understand that. If you want to go that route, that's fine. The reality is that even if they had consistent laps, remember, these guys are all qualified in the same area, and there's Zeus as he finishes. That they're all going to be in that same kind of area code of running the same laps, and it's all about consistency. I can't hammer it home enough. So there you go. Patient Zero finished in second place. People are starting to cross the finish line now. Let's see where Daddy Trump. I know Daddy Trump is banging his head against the wall here because, like we were saying, Patient Zero needed that finish today to come up. He came up in that first position, but he got a little bit dinged over here by Zeus, who is not actually in the points run today. That Jester race car definitely worked for him. And again, this was a different kind of track than everybody's used to. People are starting to commend each other on the race. As soon as we get things finished up, we'll be able to see the standings here. It was a hard-fought race. You could see not of early leader changes in it. Definitely hard-fought. Zeus earned that top lap there and kept it the rest of the race about a little bit over halfway through it. The 105 solid by Patient and Insane there. And then some 106s. Bryce there's number 7. Could not convert today. And Chewy down there in 6 didn't help him. I want to thank everybody for tuning in again once the Atomic World Challenge Round 7. Looking forward to you. Don't forget to want to qualify, and if not, see our next broadcast next Sunday. Thank you guys for coming out, and have a great night. Bye.